tables to church altars, there are lots of ways to drink wine. But between swirling, sniffing and spitting, it can be hard to tell what's just for show. So we asked wine writer Hugh Hook how to talk the talk and drink the drink, and he offered us a glass. The surprise was it was empty.
The glassware can influence enormously your enjoyment of the wine. The size of the bowl is what regulates the volume of aroma you get when you stick your nose close to the glass. With a big glass you get more aroma. Little glass you've got to go hunting for it. Normally you put a red wine in a bigger glass than a white wine.
But why is aroma so important? According to Dr. Francis Lee, it's because nearly all the flavour compounds in wine are aromatic.
When you're tasting a wine, there'll be hundreds of chemical compounds that you'll be detecting from your nose. Probably only about 6 or 7 taste sort of compounds. And then we also have the sense of touch. We'll be seeing a roughing, drying sensation with a lot of red wines, which is coming from the tannin. That's the astringent sensation, and that's really a sense of touch.
So what's the best way to bring all these senses into play? Hewan gave us a quick rundown on how to taste a wine to get the best out of it.
The reason people swirl a glass like that is not to show off or anything. It's to coat the inside wall of the glass with wine. That increases the surface area, so the aromas will come off all of that area as well as the surface. A lot of people who would like to be able to swirl a wine and have great difficulty doing that, the tip is just to hold it on the table and do it on the table like this. That way you can never spill it, you can never knock it over.
Especially if you've had a few.
Now the big thing, which is tasting it, don't take a huge mouthful. You don't want to fill your mouth with wine, otherwise you won't have enough room in there for the aromas to develop. Hold the wine in your mouth for a while before you swallow it. If you hold it in there and swish it around using your tongue, it touches all the receptors in your mouth. It's the aftertaste which tells you most about it. If the wine feels good in your mouth, if it leaves you with a good, harmonious, pleasing aftertaste, this is so important. And the first duty of a wine is to give pleasure. An important part of tasting a wine, if you're a professional, is to what we call aspirate. In other words, to bubble air through the wine, which releases even more aromatics and allows your olfactory system to get more information about it. Sounds terrible. And you've got to choose your company when you do this. It's not that important, but it's just part of what professionals do to help them taste the wine better. It could, in fact, be a sign of a wine wanker. There are some telltale signs of the wine wanker, and that would have to be on the list.
Well, I don't have much of a career as a wine taster, but as a wine drinker, I think I excel.
Drink wine.